All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We're going to be running through how I'm going to be trading the week from December 1st to the 5th, 2025. We're approaching the last month of 2025, so should be a good week coming up. I already glanced at the news. Basically, we're going to go through NQ, and then we're going to go through ES, show you guys what I have marked out on my charts, and then we're going to go through the news really quick. Again, I am filming this pretty early in the weekend, so if you guys want updated news, if anything changes, just follow me on TikTok. I'll drop a link in the pinned comment, and if you guys want to join the Discord and do voice chat trading, live trading with us, all that stuff, pre-market analysis is all linked in the pinned comment. I have a new computer that just arrived. I'm going to set that up sometime this week, so hopefully we get an upgrade in the content, and then we can actually do some live trading as well, where I can show you guys my screen and everything like that. So I'll figure that out sometime during this weekend. So and discount for alpha futures is in the link in the pinned comment as well. So if you guys watched my last weekly outlook, I said I wanted to see how price is going to react off this weekly bullish fair value gap. As you can see, we had these two stacked up weekly gaps right there, and as you can see, we put in a nice wick the previous week. We swept out those weekly lows, and then we completely bounced off that weekly gap, and we ended up forming a very strong bullish candle on the weekly, which respected that weekly bullish fair value gap literally perfectly. So we have a little bit of a change in structure on the daily. We're going to get into that. We're going to work our way down. Starting from the monthly, we're still in that bullish order flow. As we can see, we had a massive wick to the downside so far on this November candle, which is coming to a close here. And as you can see, massive wick to the downside. We actually respected a very small monthly bullish fair value gap right here. But as you can see, last couple months have been extremely bullish. We had that monthly gap and monthly gap down here. But other than that, our monthly is continuing to maintain bullish order flow. And we look at the weekly, and we continue to maintain bullish order flow technically. I said I really was going to turn bearish after we ended up breaking structure here if we inverse this weekly gap, which we still haven't done. So in the higher time frame, that's what I'm looking at. But right now, we continue to bounce off that weekly gap. We got a very strong bullish close, maintaining overall bullish structure on the weekly. So going down to I'll show you guys what I have marked on my weekly. So right now I have obviously our all-time high because it's actually in kind of range right now. We are kind of coming back closer to it after trading away for it for a couple weeks. Then I have marked out after that our previous week's high, which is probably going to get taken out very soon, but I have it marked out right there. I have previous week's low right here, and then I have this weekly low down here at 23,904. And again, I still have this weekly gap marked out. You don't really need that, but just as like a point of reference. Then we go down to the daily, and this is where we really see that market structure shift. So as you can see, we had from the previous Friday, we've had pretty much bullish closes all the way up. We had a strong push to the upside, and we broke structure on the daily, and we've had a very extended shift to the upside. So really interesting to see after that extreme, we had that bearish SMT, we pushed price down, took that weekly low out, and now we had just an aggressive pump back to the upside. So very interesting scenario right now. In terms of the daily, what I have marked out is I have this daily high up here, and then I have these two daily fair value gaps marked out right here, these two bullish fair value gaps right here. As you can see, we're probably about to trade completely through this daily bearish fair value gap. I'm really disregarding it because ES had already inversed it, but these are the areas I have marked out on NQ. We're going to go over to ES really quick, then we'll hop back to NQ, and I'm going to show you guys kind of my plan going forward in the week. Pretty much the same exact scenario though on ES. We had that sweep of the weekly lows. We had a strong, massive weekly bullish close right here. Marked out, I have my all-time high, my previous week's high, my previous week's low. We have our weekly low. We look on the daily, pretty much the same scenario. Extended bullish the candles to the upside here. We broke structure on the daily. We actually inversed this daily bearish gap, I believe. Yeah, we just slightly inversed it. We have two bullish gaps right here. This was the SMT that pushed price down. Again, I just have it marked out. And we have these two daily highs resting up here as well. So pretty much the same scenario for NQ and ES on the higher time frame. So what am I looking at going forward? Right now, again, we have shifted into bullish order flow on the daily, and we bounced off that weekly gap. So I actually have overall a bullish outlook on the week, just because of how strong we recovered from that bounce. Again, I was saying if we came down to this gap, and we inversed it, then I was really going to shift bearish on the higher time frame, and I was going to be looking for us to seek out, the weekly gap, that monthly gap, and all that stuff. But since we maintained and had such a strong displacement to the upside, I'm actually anticipating overall bullish movement from here. Again, I could be wrong, but we are in this extended push. What I would ideally like to see is price return to some type of equilibrium, maybe pull back into these daily gaps right here, and then continuation to the upside and continue to take out some more of the resting buy side we have up here, right? So regardless, I think that we're probably going to eventually end up taking out this previous week's high first. Maybe we get a manipulation above this previous week's high since it's, pretty close. Maybe we come down, we refill these gaps. Maybe we come down to here, and then we get a continuation, back to the upside. That would be, a scenario that I'd be looking for, and that I could kind of expect. Just because, again, we've shifted structure, we've maintained higher time frame bullish order flow. We're super close to that draw right there. Maybe we come down, we get a retrace, and we continue up from there, and then we continue to push maybe back towards all-time highs. Another scenario, obviously, we could see some manipulation higher, and then we could see a shift down. And if we start to inverse these daily gaps right here, only then would I be looking to seek out our previous week's low as our first major sell side draw on liquidity, right? So these are pretty much the only two scenarios basically that I'm looking at. I'm looking at obviously I'm going to be paying attention to the previous week's high because it's so close to where we are. Like if we shift down, like I'm assuming that's going to get taken out just just based on how close we are. So again, scenario number one, we've shifted into bullish order flow on the daily. Weekly recovered very nice. Like I'm expecting bullish order flow to continue. Again, this could change with the news. We have a heavy news week, but again, what I could expect to happen is we get maybe a slight manipulation above previous week's high. We come down, we rebalance the range. It doesn't really matter. Maybe we refill this gap, we come down equilibrium, and then we, get a shift back and we continue to trade to the upside, and then we kind of reassess from that point. And then scenario number two, maybe we get a slightly higher manipulation. We come down, and if we inverse these daily gaps, only then would I be looking for price to trade down to that previous week's low. So this is going to be my first major sell side target besides these daily gaps right here. And for buy side, after previous week's high, we're going to be looking to trade into this low resistance buy side up here. Okay, so another scenario, again, we might not even see that pullback though. If we get a continued bullish sentiment, we could honestly just see that continuation go higher, and then we just have to look to get in on those retraces. So again, those are pretty much the three scenarios I'm looking at. Scenario number one, maybe we get a slight manipulation, we get a retrace to equilibrium, we rebalance the range, and then we continue higher. Scenario number two, we get an inverse on these daily gaps, and we look to trade lower towards the previous week's low, or we could just see bullish momentum just continue, and we have to wait for a higher time frame retracement and then look towards all-time high. Again, I'm favoring some type of rebalance of the range just because of how overextended we are to the upside or how much we've pushed. So maybe we do get that pullback. I'm favoring we get that pullback and then we maybe continue higher. So anyway, these are the areas I have marked down on my charts. I would just keep an eye on these areas. Again, we're really not trying to predict, but we're kind of just trying to mark the areas that we feel like, can serve a nice reaction for price. So let's go over the news. We're going to look at that, and then that's going to wrap it up for this video. So starting off on Monday, we actually have some news. I was expecting a no news Monday because, again, we took off Thursday, we took off Friday. I was honestly expecting to just trade eval on Monday, but we actually do have some red folder news. We have ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 a.m. and then we have Fed Chair Powell speaking at 8 p.m. So again, with 10 a.m., the way I like to approach this is I try to find a setup kind of close to market open, like 935, 940, look for something A+. And if I don't see anything clean by like 950, I wait for news to pass, I reassess, and then I, look to trade after the news. But regardless of that, Monday is going to be a normal trading day for me. I'm not going to go as heavy because I want to save some capital for the rest of the week. And I don't want to, obviously, like if something goes wrong, I don't want to take a major loss on a Monday. But Monday will be a normal trading day for me. I'm just going to kind of wait for that news to play out or see if I can catch something earlier in the session. But regardless, Monday will be a normal trading day, just probably slightly de-risking. Now, Tuesday, we have no news, but middle of the week, this will be a normal trading day for me. I like trading these middle of the week, no news days, fine. So this will be a normal trading day for me as well. Just a few yellow folder events, but nothing major. On Wednesday, we have ADP non-farm employment change, and we have at 8:15, and then we have 10 a.m. ISM services PMI. Pretty much the same thing. Again, we got some red folders to work with. Hopefully we get some data wicks to work with. But again, we're going to be trying to see if we can catch something closer to market open, not like trying to gamble market open, but trying to, see if we can catch an A+ setup a little bit after market open. And if the time starts going on and we don't see anything by like 9:50 or so, we're going to be waiting for that 10 a.m. news, and then we're going to be going to look for something after that. But Wednesday, for the most part, will be a normal trading day as long as we catch a nice setup. Now, Thursday, we have unemployment claims at 8:30. This will be a normal trading day starting at market open. Again, hopefully we get some good data wicks to trade with. And Thursday will be a normal trading day. Going into Friday, end of the week, we have core PCE, we have prelim consumer sentiment, and prelim inflation expectations at 10. This day, again, same thing. Probably trying to find something quick at market open or near market open earlier in the session. If not, we're going to be waiting. On this Friday, I'm most likely going to be probably waiting for this 10 a.m. news to pass before I trade, but it's all going to depend on what price action is looking like coming into this session. So we pretty much have a good week of trading every single day. We had we have some good price action to work with. I think we're going to have a good week overall. And that's going to wrap it up from you guys. Again, all the links in the pinned comment description. Go check it all out. And join the Discord. Free. Everything in there for you guys. Pre-market analysis and all that stuff. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.